So you see I got the steering box now up on the workbench. I got it clamped down to a 2x4. But inside, this is what I want to show you. I don't know if you can see those moving. Those are the gears. And they've got a mesh with those teeth there. And this thing is supposed to sit right in the center of those gears. So there's 5 teeth on there, rotating back and forth. I don't know if you can see it because the light's not that good. So midway through there, the 5th tooth has got to stick up, or the middle tooth has got to stick up and hit that one right there. And that's what I was unable to do while it was in the truck. So I've taken it out of the truck now. I'm going to see if I can get it in there. I was all set to try to put the shaft in. I noticed something in the back there. There's a bearing down there. You see it's sitting, not sitting where it should be sitting. And the end of the shaft's got to go into that bearing. So what I have to do is come around the front here. I've done this before. Is you take this cap off and let the shaft poke through, and then you put the bearing in sitting properly. So I got a little more work to do before I put this back together. Now that I removed that cap and pulled the bearing out, I found something very interesting. I hope the light's good enough to see it, but that bearing's destroyed. I must have been banging into it with the steering shaft or the mechanism in the gear, and it just, you know, bent it up. So, you know, I know Carter sells a kit for $75 to rebuild this, but I'm thinking in the interest of time, maybe I should go get my spare out of the shed and sand it off and paint it and put it in. I got my spare unit out here in the backyard. You can see it's pretty greasy, but you know, it seems to be in pretty decent shape. You know, you turn it, it gets 5 turns, and that arm will move like it's supposed to. It doesn't seem to have any play in it that I can feel. But I'll end up probably taking this back piece off and just checking the bearing. But what I need to do now is just scrape off the extra grease before I hit it with the wire wheel and clean it up. Interesting note, whoever removed the wheel on this one, the threads are just as buggered on this one as they are on mine. So I'm going to have to clean those threads up if I want to get a steering wheel on there or a nut on there. And I'm going to clean this up and see how it goes. So before I did all this wire wheel work, I spent a good, I'd say 15-20 minutes with a paint scraper getting all the grease off that was packed on there over the years. And then I ended up unclamping it and turning it so I can get every side of this. And then it came out pretty good, as you'll see in the next segment. Well, that cleaned up pretty good with the wire wheel. Probably should throw a coat of paint on it, especially on the shaft up here. I want to make that match the interior. So I'll put that in a little while after I paint it up. Still got to get the smaller wire wheel out, get some of these nooks and crannies, get all the grease off, and I'll probably have to refill this with grease, and then I'll test it to see if it's got any play in it. So I guess now I have to make a decision whether I rebuild this, send away for the rebuild kit. I think it comes with 2 new bearings, gaskets, and bushings that are going, I think, here and here for this shaft. Or just use the one outside I have over here, which just all it needs is spray paint. It seems to be functioning fine. Probably leaks just as bad as the other one though. So there it is. I'll make a decision. In the meantime, thanks for watching.